Hello, welcome to Tricia's Cards and Crafts and another in my series of Simple to Stepped Up on Sundays. These are the two cards that I've got to show you today. I will get rid of that later on before I send it off. I thought I would make some get well cards this week. I heard that somebody that I know isn't feeling too good, so I thought I'd make some cards or a card anyway to send to her. And the set that I'm using, the stamp set, is called Healing Hugs, and I thought it had some nice sentiments in here, apart from get well soon, which obviously you would want to send, but sending you healing vibes I thought was quite good, and wishing you a quick and complete recovery. I'm also using these two stamps and this image as well. Okay, so that's the stamp set. These are the cards. I'll show you this one afterwards. That's the stepped up version, and I will show you how I made this card next. So that's the focal image on the front. I've also decorated the envelope flap and the inside of the card. Okay, right, so the colours that I'm using today are real red and garden green, and I'm using a note card and envelope that you can get from Stamping Up. Right, so the first thing is to stamp the image. Whoops. And I want to get my rows the right way up. There we go. And I want it sort of in the middle, but at the top half of the page, of the card. There we go. Now these are called distinctive stamps, and it really comes out lovely, and it's got lots of different grades of the ink that's gone into it, so it actually looks quite lots of shading in it as well. Okay, that's the stamp set, and it really is how the image comes out. What I've done next is I stamped onto a piece of post-it note, and I've then cut it out because I'm going to put that on top of my image. Okay, and it sticks down because I want to do the leaves, and I want them to look as though they're underneath, so they're coming from underneath. So let me put this one away. Whoops, sorry about that. There we go. And I'm using the garden green next. Here we go. Right, so the leaves I'm using are these, and again they'll have different grades of colour on them as well. Now the reason I always, when I cut out the stamp that I've stamped onto the post-it note, I try and come not quite to the edges, because when you stamp with when you go over the top, it sometimes leaves an edge that doesn't get stamped, a bit like this one here. So the nearer you get to the edges, you don't want it to go over the ink, but because there's a layer in between, they do tend to leave a bit of a ridge. So I'm going to put one set of leaves here and another one. I'm being careful, I don't want to get it onto the edge, because that's what happened with the last one I made, and I don't want the ink to come off onto my paper, so just carefully, that's better. And I'm going to put one on this side. Okay, now the other stamp I'm using is this little one that looks a little bit like it could be perhaps some gypsophilia. So I'm going to put these again around the edge of the rose. There we go. And then I'm going to stamp the sentiments. So I've got, whoops, sending you healing vibes to go on the front. that's going to go here. There we go. And then on the inside I've got wishing you a quick and complete recovery. Now I didn't actually put this on my stamp block straight, so if you just be careful when you're stamping to make sure that your image or your words are going to be in a straight line. So I'm putting that there, and then I want to try and fit this in, so this time it's going to have to go on this side because I put it more in the middle, and I'm not worried that it's going to be slightly over. I just did it twice just to give it a sort of look as if there's more than one. Perhaps might even do it the third time. Can't really see much of the third image, but that's fine. So that's the image, and then for the envelope I'm going to do the flap, and again I'm doing one and then a second one and then another one and a second one. There we go. So those are, that's my envelope stamped. Okay, so these are really nice and quick and easy cards that you can make. So this time you can see I didn't quite get the flower far enough off the image, so now I've got a little gap around there. I could use a little blending brush and just put some colour in there, but I don't think I will because I don't want to spoil it. Actually, if I put that back on there like that, I have got a really small blending brush. If I just use some scrap permanent under there, right. Yeah, and I'm just going to go around the edge just to take away that white. It's going to be a bit more the dark green on this side. And a lighter green on there. There we go. So if I take that off again now, it's not so bad now. You can't see so much white. Okay, so you can correct things if you do make a slight mistake. So it's nothing to worry about. So there's my card and my envelope. Let me just put this away before I put my fingers all over it again. And here's the first one I made. Okay, so and the envelope and card. So there we go. And then the stepped up version for this one, I used a piece of garden green card for the background layer, and I've used some real red ribbon, and I just stuck it underneath the layer on either side, and then I tied a bow and I've stuck that on with a glue dot, a mini glue dot, and I've used 3 of these little red rhinestone basic jewels to just finish the card off. There we go. So I've got exactly the same thing on the front and on the inside. So I've now got 3 nice Get Well cards, and there we go. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, perhaps you could give it a thumbs up to let me know that I'm on the right lines. If you'd like to see more of my videos, you can subscribe to my channel, and if you click on the little bell icon, you'll be notified every time I post a new video. If you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions for more cards you'd like me to make, or any stamp sets you'd like me to use, then let me know. You can either leave the comments below, or you can email me at triciascardsandcrafts@yahoo.com. If you'd like any of the materials and products that I've used today, you can find them on my online shop, which is at triciascardsandcrafts.stampinup.net. and you can find me on Facebook and Instagram as Tricia's Cards and Crafts, and obviously my YouTube channel. Okay, thank you for joining me today, and hopefully you'll be fine and you'll be able to join me again soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye bye.